everybody. My name is Tim Sharkey, and this is our weekly webinar series put on by Chico Start. We're a Grow with Google partner, and we've been going through different platforms and teaching the different Google platforms just how to use the different items, how to do a website, how to use SBA, how to use analytics. So I had Miss Janelle Green from SBA reach out to us and asked if we'd like to partner with them and work with some of the SCORE, local Chico Greater Area SCORE counselors and mentors. And today we have Miss Laura. How do you say your last name, Laura? Frew, Miss Laura Frew. And she's going to be going over digital marketing and solutions and help us have a bigger, better understanding of how we should be using some digital marketing right now, especially during COVID, and to share our stories and to help our businesses succeed and stay open. So I want to thank you both for your time. And we were going to turn it over to Ms. Laura first. You want to do a little introduction?
Yeah, hi you guys. I'm Laura Frew. I've been volunteering with SCORE basically since the pandemic started. Before that, I was running digital marketing for a now global brand that was trying to scale. And so it was a really interesting kind of opportunity to use all of these tools and systems to take something that was a little bit random in its content and its marketing and put it together and add some strategy and make it much more effective. And before that, I was an entrepreneur. I started 2 businesses in the tourism industry and did a lot of marketing in the early days of Facebook and social media, and kind of got an understanding of like the power and the potential of digital marketing, even though things have changed a lot since then. But it's always given me a perspective on like what is actually possible and how you can start to leverage these tools. So that's what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today. I'm going to switch over to my presentation. Let's see here. Let me figure this out. Sorry, we did this yesterday. Okay. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work, but let me share my full screen with you because I can't figure out. So.
There it goes.
And working?
Yes.
Okay, great. So in essence, what I have learned over my 10+ years of doing digital marketing is that it can be incredibly overwhelming. It is very easy to get excited about an idea, excited about a possibility, excited about a platform. You see somebody doing something amazing. Hey, look, this person is live streaming every day about their beautiful sunsets and they're getting customers that way. Or, hey, look, this person blogs every day. Now all the special stuff is happening. But although these things are true, if you do some type of marketing activity kind of in a vacuum without a plan, without knowing where you're going or what you're going to do with it, it can become extremely overwhelming, very haphazard. I've seen people waste days, months, maybe even years of their time kind of trying to track down different messages on different social platforms, trying to keep on top of everything on all of their different platforms, or thousands and thousands of dollars putting forth ads that don't have a plan behind them and don't have a system for following up afterwards. So with great power and great opportunity comes great responsibility. We want to get you out of this spot where you're overwhelmed by all the different options and possibilities for what you can do, and into a place where things are organized and you can actually leverage the digital tools that are available. So that's really what I want to talk to you about today is Not necessarily like how to create a Facebook profile, but really how to use a Facebook profile once you've created one. And there are many, many different types of social media campaigns out there. The ones that succeed are generally backed by a marketing plan. So that's what I'd like to talk about today, is the digital marketing framework that takes a lot of these questions, ideas, just threads that you may have read about or heard about with marketing, and ties them together and shows you how they relate, and allows you to then leverage the information that this helps you understand to create content that is right for your audience and that will work towards your marketing goals. So this framework is taught in a lot of digital marketing curriculum. It's used by a lot of companies. When I found it, it was a game changer for me. So I hope that this framework is helpful for you. And I'll share some resources at the end of this presentation to help you kind of get through all of the questions. In essence, there's really 7 different questions here. So the first thing that we want to ask ourselves is who are we marketing to? Who are our ideal customers? Who does your business serve best? And these people, we call them your target customers or your target audience. And you may have several different types of ideal customers. So we can talk a little bit about that later. Next is what? So what product are you trying to market? What product of value do you offer to this specific type of customer? And again, it could be that there's different types of customers that get different values from what you're offering. So for example, let's say Joe has a burger stand and he offers organic grass-fed hamburgers at his burger stand that can pick up in half an hour, filling, and they do great to-goes and they're cheap. So he might be offering the value of like a good cheap hamburger to his construction worker customers, and his college student customers, they might not care so much that you can get that many calories, but they might care more about the sustainability behind it. So he's offering different values to different segments. The next question that you want to ask yourself is why? Why are what is your objective with this marketing and with this communication? And this, of course, will change depending on where your business is at, what your business is focused on right now. And we'll work a little bit more today on how to come up with an objective for your marketing. And the next couple questions are, where are you going to talk to them? So these are your marketing channels. Are you going to talk to them by email? Are you going to talk to them on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter? When in their decision-making process are you going to talk to them? Are you going to talk to them when they already know that they want a hamburger and they're trying to figure out, do I want to go to Ben's hamburger store or Joe's hamburger stand? Or are you talking to them when perhaps they just know that they want to go out to dinner? So I'm hungry, I want to go to dinner. Let's look for restaurants near me or something like that. Oh, Joe's hamburger stand, great. Or are you talking to them before that even, before they even know that they want to go out to dinner? So let's go to, I don't know, maybe they're looking at fun things to do near me. Oh, Joe's hamburger stand, great. Let's go there later today. And then the second question is, how do you talk to them? So what words are you using to resonate with your customers? What words are you using to get them to take the action that you want to take? And that's about messaging and tone. And all of these are pretty big subjects, like there are whole courses devoted to each of these questions. So really here, I just want to give you an overview of the framework and then some exercises that you can work on to start to flesh out these pieces for yourself. And all of this is tied together by the process of measuring and optimizing. So how are you going to measure your success with your marketing? If you've decided that your marketing objective is to increase awareness of your product, maybe you want to measure your success by the amount of visits to your product page. So if you're selling dresses, did I get 25 hits on my dress page today? ooh, wow, I had 2 yesterday and 3 the day before. So that could be one way. Or if your objective, back to the example of Joe's hamburger stand, if your objective is to increase veggie burger sales, because Joe's hamburger stand also offers veggie burgers, then maybe that's what you want to measure, the number of veggie burger sales per day. So a lot of this is actually very intuitive, but it doesn't necessarily mean that people actually do it. So that's why it's part of the framework. It's just as kind of to serve as like a reminder for you, hey, are you measuring what actually matters here? So I know that's a lot of theory. It might not make a lot of sense quite yet. So I wanted to go through just some of these thought exercises with you around who could your target customer be, what could your marketing objective be, and help you understand then how to use the framework to help you figure those things out. So I'd like to do a little exercise with you, a little thought exercise. Let's figure out one of your target customers or who one of them might be. Now, the first thing I want to say is that your target customer is who does your business serve best? It's not necessarily who can your business serve. So again, Joe's Burger Stand might think, hey, everybody is welcome here. Everybody can come to my restaurant. And that may be true. But if they take stock of who actually walks in the door every day, maybe they'll notice, oh, there's a lot of construction workers who come in on their lunch break and they have half an hour and we do really fast, healthy service with a lot of big calories. And hey, oh, look, we also have a lot of students coming in the evening to get to-go orders. And they're mostly interested in healthy organic burgers that are cheap. So you might actually realize once you look at who's actually coming through the doors or who's actually purchasing from you that not your ideal, who your business serves best is not everybody. And it's important to keep that in mind. So I wanted you just to close your eyes for a second here and think about your interactions with your customers. Not who you want your customers to be, but who actually are your customers, who's actually currently buying from you. Think about your sales calls, maybe your customer service questions, any follow-up people have done with you or you have done with them, testimonials you may have heard, or anything else. And ask yourself, who does your company serve best? And you may have more than one ideal customer. So for the purposes of this exercise, just choose one. And ask yourself a few questions about them. If you have a pen and paper handy, give this a shot with pen and paper. Feel free to also type it out. But a few questions to ask yourself here. Who are these people? What's their age, their income, their marital status, their gender, their location, their interests, their profession? What industry do they work in? Like, where are they at in their careers? What are their political views? Not all these are important, but they're just things to kind of think about to help you understand, like, what is the mindset that your customer has? Where are they hanging out? How to talk to them. The next question, how did they get there? How did they get to your business? How did they get to your website? How did they make the decision in general to buy your product? And then how did they make these buying decisions in general? So I'll give you a minute or two to work on these questions. And in the meantime, I also kind of am going to break them down a little bit. So again, with the example of Joe's hamburger stand, how did they get to the point where your customer walked in the door? Did they see a sign on the road? Were they searching for quick meals near me? How did they get to that point? And how do they usually decide where they're going to go for lunch or where they're going to get their takeout dinner? So I'm going to give you a couple minutes actually just to think about this and write this down. And the next few questions. Sorry, it's a bit of a short minute. But I'll give you these slides afterwards, and you can take a look and go through all of these questions yourself. So where do your target customers go to find their information? If they're trying to figure out where to go for dinner, are they looking on Google? Are they looking on Yelp? Are they asking their friends on Facebook? Are they texting their friend, hey, where should I get burgers in Chico? And then what exactly are they searching for? Are they looking at reviews? Are they not looking at reviews? What sites are those hosted on? Where are they talking to their friends? These two questions kind of go together. And then more generally, where are your customers hanging out online? Where do they go for relevant news or information? So again, in the example of Joe's hamburger stand, maybe the college students that seem to be one of the ideal customers. Maybe they're hanging out, I don't know where college students hang out these days. Let's go back to my college days. They're hanging out on Facebook. And they're talking a lot about stuff there. So maybe you do a lot of marketing on Facebook, just as an example. Next, we get to why. And this is now, instead of putting the focus on your customer, putting the focus on you and your business. Why? Why are you marketing? What is your goal? And this is pretty important, because if you don't know what your goals are, then you probably won't get there. So if you're going to undergo a marketing campaign, it's important to figure out how long your campaign is going to run for and what you actually want to achieve with it. So that this way you can tell if your marketing is working or not. If you spent $500 on a Facebook ad that gets nowhere, then you know that it's not working. So it's important to, okay, so some examples are maybe you want to get more people on your website. Maybe you want to generate more leads, sell more, convert leads into sales, or increase customer loyalty, so have more people come and buy from you again. It's important to make sure that your marketing goals are detailed enough for you to understand them now and also be able to work towards them, that they're measurable so that you can actually track the progress. If your goal is website hits, then you can actually track how many people came to visit your website. Your goal is product sales, you can track how many sales came through in the last month. It's important that they're achievable. So achievable through your marketing efforts. Stretch goals are great, but also be realistic here, because it can be defeating to suddenly decide that you want to go from 0 to 100, and then, after your month that you set for yourself, you wind up at 2. And it can be a little bit discouraging. So it's also important to make sure that your marketing goals are actually achievable. Make sure they're relevant so that the results of your marketing matters to your business. And it's also important to set them in a specific length of time, a week, a month. And this will help, this brings your goals home. It helps make them very specific and something that you could actually work towards, as opposed to like a big, general, exciting idea like, oh, I want more sales. Like, let's try and increase sales by 3% over the next month. Right? So just a few examples here to kind of bring this home. Maybe one marketing goal could be you want to boost awareness of your brand by getting 1,000 online users to visit your online restaurant menu. Oops, and I didn't put a time phase in here. So visit your online menu in the next 2 weeks, or acquire 500 new online customers for women's apparel this quarter. Maybe you want to raise brand awareness by driving 30,000 new visitors to your website this month. Things like this. So again, you've got a time-based part, you've got a very specific part, and then that allows you to actually make sure that your results are measurable. So the last example is get 25 free online demo signups from educational companies this month. Let's say if you're selling educational products. So again, a little bit of a thought exercise, and then I'll try and wrap this up. Close your eyes and think about a marketing objective, something that you need for your business that's relevant, that you could potentially achieve in your next whatever amount of time. And for reference, I've put the little SMART guidance down below. So I'm going to give you a minute to just really actually think about this. And then if anybody wants to share it, feel free. I'm going to give you a minute. And again, this doesn't have to be your be all end all. It's really just to kind of help you go through the mental exercise of trying to figure this out. Would anybody like to share what they came up with? I don't have the controls in front of me, but feel free to unmute yourself and share.
I would.
Go ahead.
Mimi Brown. I'm with Paradise Manufactured Homes. So we have a. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So my name is Mimi Brown. I'm with Paradise Manufactured Homes. So we have a contract with Fleetwood to sell 300 homes within a year. So yeah. So I broke that down, even though I know that the majority of our business is going to be when we first open and also when the PG&E monies come out. But I broke it down to 25 a month, 6 a week. So, but realistically, I know that, the majority of our business is going to be, well, it's probably going to be for a good 5 years, but, is when we first open up and also when the PG&E monies are out, that the most people are going to show up. And so we're planning for that to have the most employees, salespeople there to be able to take those orders. So, yeah, that's how I broke that down. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And it and I can see already that just from you having that understanding in mind that she started to get more salespeople on the ground here, and once you set these goals, basically, like it helps you to kind of organize your thinking and organize your work around things like that. So thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
It's a good example.
Yeah. And then once you've got this whole marketing plan in place, once you've got these 6 questions answered, in essence, this is to help you figure out how to create your marketing, create your advertising, create your content, and schedule it out and distribute it. So now that you figured out who your customers are, where to talk to them, what to say to them, and what you need, how do you put it all together? So there are some tools to help with this. So you're going to be creating your content, or creating your marketing, or creating your advertising, or creating whatever it is that is going to help you achieve your marketing goal. And there are a lot of tools available to help you schedule out when those messages go out, to schedule out how they go out, and to segment your audience so that they only go out to the ones you specifically want to reach with specific marketing. So if you're starting to use social media, there's some social media scheduling tools, and they're extremely useful because they, many times, with many people, myself included, you get onto Facebook to make a post, or you get onto Instagram to make a post, and suddenly, boom, you're lost. You're lost in your friend's baby picture. So with these, you can figure out, once you understand once you have your plan for your content, you can just create your posts, schedule them to go out with one of these tools. There are others too. You can just Google social media scheduling tools. And then they'll just automatically get posted to whatever audience on whatever platform you set. And so this can be really helpful in saving you a lot of time and money. If you're reaching your customers not on social media, but on email, there are also a lot of tools that you can use to help you segment your email, talk to specific people, specific moments after they take specific action. Maybe you send out a marketing newsletter about your new summer collection of women's clothing. And then the people that open that email, you send them another follow-up. And then you send them another follow-up, and then a discount code or something like that. So just depending on what you want to do, these tools will help you do them in a way that is not manual and will ultimately save you a lot of time. So these are some of the most popular that I've seen. Oops. Drip.com, they are an email marketing tool. Infusionsoft also does a lot of email automation. MailChimp offers a lot of free services. They're a good one to start with, really. They can host your mailing list. They can allow you to segment your list. They can allow you to send out targeted email messages to people and things that they've done. And constant contact. There are many, many more. Again, you can just Google email automation tools and see what comes up. But this is like the kind of meat and potatoes of your digital marketing. These are the tools that are actually going to allow you to distribute the content that you've created now that you have this incredible plan to figure out who to say what to, when, and why. And last but not least, here are some resources that can help us think about these questions that are laid out in the marketing framework and break them down a little bit more, because really we could do a 1-hour webinar and a week of homework on each of those questions. And so this will give you a little bit more information. There's a marketing planning tool from HubSpot. There's a really useful customer journey template, which helps you understand your customer's decision-making process and what they might need to hear to get from one phase of their decision-making process into the phase where they'll actually purchase your product. There's a guide for mapping out your content based on where in the decision-making process your customer is. And then there's a template for that too that goes along with it. So I'll send out these slides afterwards. These are some of my favorites currently. There's a lot out there. So if you Google something, you'll get a lot of information about it. Okay, so that's it for me for now. I know that was a lot of information in a short amount of time. So feel free to ask questions, and then Janelle also will follow up with some resources.
Thank you so much. It does break it down in a nice, easy to think about manner. And I think those tools, I'm going to go look at them on how to implement it once you come up with those. Answer the questions. There's a lot of Janelle.
Yes. Great. Do you have my slides?
I do.
Okay. While you're pulling them up, would you like me to go ahead and introduce myself?
Yes, please.
Okay, great.
All right, everyone, we're going to hand the floor over to Ms. Janelle Green.
Thank you. So Janelle Green. I'm an economic development specialist with the Sacramento District Office. I've been with the SBA about 1.5 years. Prior to that, I was an appointee under Governor Brown with the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, GoBiz, and I was stationed in the Small Business Advocates Office. So I have a number of years with the state and federal governments on small business development programs. In my presentation today, just in the interest of time, I'm going to do a broad brush overview of SBA resources. These, again, are going to be very high-level points about our programs, and I'll have links with more detailed information should you want a deeper dive. So for those of you not familiar with the SBA, we're a federal cabinet-level agency, which means our administrator reports directly to the president. And we cover 22 counties in our district. Our district office is based in Citrus Heights. And those 22 counties that we cover go all the way to San Joaquin County and all the way north to the Oregon border, east of the coastal range. So it's quite a significant swath of land to cover. And so with that, I'd just like to go ahead and start off. I'm going to talk about first our COVID-19 resources, and then go into our other programs. So if you want to go to that second slide on the Paycheck Protection Program. Thank you. So most of you probably know about this program and that it did close on August 8th. I just have this here as a reminder. If there are folks on the webinar that have a Paycheck Protection Program loan, just be mindful that there are conditions for loan forgiveness. So while you are using the loan, make sure you're taking detailed notes about the uses of your proceeds, so you're going to be able to qualify for forgiveness when it comes, and just to be prepared for that process. So you're going to go back to the lender where you obtained your PPP loan, and then you're going to need to have the information necessary for that PPP forgiveness form. And you can actually see that form on our website. If you just do a web search, you can do SBA, PPP, and then there's that loan forgiveness application you'll submit, and that'll help you in gathering all the necessary documents to prepare for that process. So just a quick reminder. Next slide, please. We are still offering the economic injury disaster loan related to COVID-19. So that's a working capital loan for debt, payroll, inventory, and other bills that aren't payable to due to COVID-19. And then the loan has a 30-year term with the amount based on one's financial condition. It's a 3.75% interest rate for a for-profit company, 2.75% for nonprofits. And for COVID-19 applications, you can apply directly at the link provided. Now, the EIDL loan program is also available for businesses that were economically impacted by civil unrest in counties where a disaster was declared. And with the wildfires, there's a significant number of counties in California that are able to get assistance through that. And so that includes both uninsured losses that you've sustained from your business, and it also includes economic injury that has occurred because of the wildfires. So if your business has not been physically damaged, but you're not able to open because of the fires around you, so that can count. Also, it's important to note that the economic injury disaster loan, this application process it's a separate one. So you're going to go to the SBA's disaster assistance website, but it's not going to be the link that I provided here. And I'm going to update the slide deck once we were waiting for that link, but you could find it. I think it's up on the website now. So just wanted to kind of mention that the EIDL loan program covers a variety of purposes. Next slide, please. So we have a temporary loan product that's available right now. And it's available for businesses in underserved areas. So it's the CARA loan program. It's known as the Community Advantage Recovery Loan. And so it's to help businesses focus on retooling their business models for the COVID-19 environment and to build financial resiliency. And so if you are interested in this program, I'd recommend moving quickly because of the time frame. We're towards the end of it. But this is focused on underserved areas, and that's a really broad kind of definition for purposes of the program. If you're in a low to moderate income community, or if you're in a variety of zones, so an empowerment zone, an opportunity zone, a promise zone, or an enterprise community, you can qualify. If your business is in a hub zone, which is a federal contracting designation that I'm going to discuss later, that'll count. And if you're in a new business, in business no more than 2 years, or you're veteran owned or in a rural area, you can qualify. But it's an interesting product in that it includes technical assistance to help you retool your business and to, whether it's technical assistance to learn how to build those cash reserves or reduce your expenses or shift to an online presence. This loan can be utilized for that. It also is a minimum of 5-year term. And the loan disbursement period is brief. So loans must be originated no later than September 27th. So right around the corner, and then fully dispersed before October 1st. So if this sounds of interest, I would run, not walk, to apply, and you can find participating lenders through the link that's provided on this slide. Thank you. And so next slide, please. In addition to our COVID-19 relief programs, we also have standard loan programs that are available. And so I'm going to mention the top three here in terms of popularity. We have a microloan program, which has loans of up to $50,000. It's for non-bankable small businesses. So if you're a startup or you have credit issues that would make it difficult for you to qualify with a traditional bank, this could be a good fit. It has a shorter term. It's not to exceed 6 years. We have a 7A loan program, which is a really versatile loan product. It can cover a loan from $5,000 to $5 million. It could include working capital to commercial real estate or even export financing. And the term can range from 7 to 25 years. Generally, it's an average of 10 years, and it has a flexible loan rate. A variable rate. And then we have a 504 loan, which is our brick and mortar product. So if you are in a place where you want to buy real estate, buy land, renovate a building, or acquire heavy equipment, this is suited for those uses. And the term is for 10, 20, or 25 years. And now I'd like to just go ahead and move to the slide number 7. I'm going to skip past slide 6. Thank you. So in addition to these loan programs, I just want to kind of highlight our resource partner network that SBA supports. So we help fund a network of nonprofit organizations that are throughout the district and the country that serve businesses directly by providing one-on-one consulting services at no cost and training at little or no cost. And currently that takes the form of webinars. And so these organizations include the Small Business Development Center Network, which consists of paid professionals with broad business backgrounds. And then we have the women's business centers. The nearest one would be, so there's a Reading-based women's business center in the Chico area that covers that area. And they provide comprehensive training and counseling. And while it's focused on supporting women's entrepreneurship, their services are not limited to women. There's SCORE, where Laura is based. And so that consists of a volunteer mentor network that provides training and education. And it's ideal if you have highly specialized needs, since you can draw from a national database of mentors. So if you have a type of business that isn't in your area, you could potentially find a mentor somewhere else in the country and be paired with them to get that kind of in-depth support that you might need. And then we have a Veterans Business Outreach Center organization, which is focused on entrepreneurship support for members of the military or spouses of the military. So if you're interested in knowing more about these organizations, you can visit the link and search by your zip code just to get a sense of what's in your area. Next slide, please. So related to that, the CARES Act allocated SBA with $240 million to support the small business development centers and women's business centers to specifically serve small businesses related to the pandemic crisis. So they're receiving funding to help small businesses in evaluating programs based on their needs, and not just SBA programs or federal programs, but state and local programs, as they're well versed on those, and even helping you assemble your loan application. And they also can help with credit repair. If you have issues with your credit and you've been denied a loan or you suspect you would be denied, they can help you go through your financials and develop a path to rebuilding your credit. In addition, they're also providing a variety of webinars on a regular basis on small business management topics that are relevant to these times. So I recommend going to their websites. I have here the links, email addresses, and phone numbers if you're interested in consulting. And you just visit their calendars. We also post their events on our website as well. Next slide, please. Also, just want to highlight federal contracting, where SBA is also very active. The federal government is the world's largest customer, and by law, 23% of all federal contracting dollars is to go to small businesses. And so that's a tremendous spend opportunity. And while it's a very complex landscape, the SBA has resources available on its website to help you evaluate your readiness and learn more about opportunities and certification programs. So I encourage you to go to sba.gov/contracting to learn more about that. Next slide, please. So I mentioned that we have a number of certification programs, and these can help you if you're in a kind of a specific group where you could be disadvantaged in trying to compete for federal contracts. So I just want to highlight these. We have an 8A business development program, which is a 9-year business development program to assist socially and economically disadvantaged small businesses in competing for federal contracts. And it's a tremendous opportunity for a business that needs assistance in building its capacity, both financial and just logistic organizational capacity to serve the demands of a federal buyer. And so through that 9-year program, it's quite an impressive trajectory we've seen in businesses and their ability to grow and be able to grow their businesses, not just with federal contracts, but in being more competitive in general, because this is the idea is for them to become well diversified at the end of this program. We have a historically underutilized business zones program known as the Hub Zone program, which is focused on businesses that are in a low to median household income area or high unemployment or both. And then there's a women-owned small business program and a service-disabled veteran-owned program, which are to help those specific groups as well in navigating the federal contracting environment. So if you think you might qualify and you want to learn more, certify.sba.gov has a wealth of resources there about the procedures for being able to certify yourself or receive that certification depending on that program from an outside group. Next slide, please. I also want to share some information at a high level from groups outside of SBA. So the Treasury has a variety of resources on CARES Act assistance on its website. They also have the Paycheck Protection Program frequently asked questions, which we've used at the SBA in implementing the program. USDA has additional resources for farmers. And I mentioned the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, where I was from previously. They also have resources at the state level, and I have a link provided. And now, while Sacramento Metro Chamber, that's in the Greater Sac region, you know, this is just kind of a reminder that you want to check your chamber, your city, and your county for programs that are coming up, because there are programs that are coming, grants in particular, with a very quick window for applying. And so you really want to stay in the know. A great way to be in the know is to have a relationship with your local resource partner, because that's one of their focuses, to be aware of grant opportunities and get the word out. So just really important to stay connected within your community. Next slide, please. And unfortunately, we need to also highlight the rise of fraud schemes. So this is a very stressful time, and it's important to keep your guard up against groups that are taking advantage. So watch out for hoarding, price gouging, business scams, or just phishing attempts, to get your personally identifiable information. I have links and phone numbers here for the National Center for Disaster Fraud. And if you become aware of SBA loan fraud, the information on how to contact our Office of Inspector General. And also, just as a reminder from the SBA, if you are interacting with someone from the SBA, it'll be from an email account ending in .gov. And also, the presence of our logo on a web page does not guarantee that it is accurate or endorsed by the SBA. It's really important when you are exploring our programs. If you see something outside of the SBA, you want to cross-reference it with the SBA.gov website to ensure that it's accurate. And next slide, please. And so with that, I have our contact information. The EIDL loan program, is internal to the SBA within the Office of Disaster Assistance, and they have their own program assistance department staffed up to assist. And so I have their phone number and email address, and then also the contact info for the Sacramento District Office. Please visit our website. We have a district calendar of events from our resource partners, and events that we are putting out from our district office individually, and we update it on a regular basis. So please check it out, and you can sign up, see dates, and sign up directly there. You can sign up for email updates by just scrolling a bit midway down on our homepage. So with that, I'd be happy to take any questions. I really appreciate this opportunity to share this information with all of you.
Janelle, thank you so much. This information changes all the time, I have to tell everybody. So please, as she's saying, stay in the know and have someone that you can go to the website, and those emails will really help you. stay in the note, because I listen to it every day and there's always something new getting added to, or there's a new loan, or there's a new grant, or there's just something, and something that we work on here as well. So thank you so much for sharing that, Ms. Janelle.
My pleasure.
I have a
Thank you.
question. You said there was like a women's help, for women businesses in Chico?
No, it's the Jefferson Economic Development Institute, Getty Women's Business Center. They're in Reading, but they cover your area. And so if you go to the local assistance,
SBA.
you go one slide back, them, and then so at that bottom, the sba.gov/local-assistance, you'll be able to get that information.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
And are we going to get a copy of these slides, I hope?
Yes, I'll be posting on our website on a resource page. So let me look that up real quick, and I'll put the link right here for you. And this video will be uploaded to our YouTube channel as well.
Great. Thank you very much.
Resource. Copy. And if you go to our resource page, we do have other webinars that we've done with different SBA speakers and loan. Paste. There we go. There's the link. So always check there, because we're always adding new stuff every week as well. Anybody have any other questions? I have tons of marketing questions, so I look forward to following those links that you shared, Ms. Laura. You're still muted.
Yeah, I'm here. Feel free if you have, if there's anything I can answer in the next couple minutes, I'm happy to.
For your different scheduling, your social media posting, what's your favorite for your calendar system, and
I like
which
Buffer.
one? Buffer?
Buffer might be my favorite. I think they're like $20 a month at this point. Maybe, I can't remember, but we were using them in my last company, and I don't know. I like it. I like their scheduling tool. It's easy.
And do they have reporting tools that you can see how the posts are doing, the engagements?
Definitely, for sure. It's a big part of it. And I think the like, maybe if you get, if you upgrade, then you get more analytics. So that's part of the way that they get you to pay for it. But even I believe with their very basic one, you get a decent amount of analytics with it.
At least you can see if you're in the needle for how people are liking your stuff, and then going back to your website and people wanting to look at those addresses or look at the menu.
And I think my favorite email marketing tool at the moment is probably Drip. They're really easy to use, which makes it just kind of a pleasure to go in and make emails. Usually it's this slog where you're like, oh my God, I have to send another email campaign. And there's something about the way.
What was it? What was the name of it?
Drip
Oh, okay.
marketing.
I've heard of that.
And I'll be sharing Laura's slides as well, Mimi.
Say again?
I said I'll be sharing Laura's slides as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're coming to the end here. I want to say thank you to everyone and be respectful of your time. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you, Laura, for all your help, your advice. And I'm sure there's going to be more questions from people coming up. So remember, our links are going to be posted on our website. It's going to be on our YouTube channel as well. So please share these links and the information with anyone else who has any questions about the loan programs, SBA, or SCORE, and the counselors and the mentors. And if you have any questions locally here in Chico, just reach out to us at Chico Start, and we'll be happy to help you and guide you to the right ecosystem partners that we deal with in the North region. So Thank you guys, everybody, for showing up. Have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you guys next Wednesday to be announced on our next subject, but we will be having that posted probably tomorrow or Friday for you. So everyone have a great day. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a great day. Stay out of the smoke.